You can do.
Brush and floss.
I mean, are yours silver?
I have both.
Oh yeah, me too.
Can you see?
Okay.
I was literally in bed by like 8:45.
Yeah.
And I probably was asleep by 8:45 and 36 seconds. I was asleep instantly. This is a painful 4 words I'm about to speak. Brace yourself. Snooki is a mom. I like the horizontal movement. I think I've mastered the horizontal.
Okay.
No, you're not feeling it. You like the vertical better, huh?
Vertical works.
Ah, dang it. Why does this feel so good every day? It gets better.
Any sort of, yeah.
Boom. You were deep in admiration of what was going on up here. Into
I
that
wondered
monitor.
if I could just pay you money for
No,
more.
I was thinking about the sea lions, but I'm sorry.
Well, you might not remember the name Hugh McCutcheon, but you might remember his story. 4 years ago, the U.S. volleyball coach led the men's team to Olympic gold.
Well, if you watch Magic Mike, you would see one that I sort of like a life-size Ken.
Oh,
really?
Because he just
All
bust
right.
out of the packaging.
I will get to that,
outta here.
Liz. I was just gazing at you.
Well, I'm going to gaze right back.
Okay.
We have no time for weather. We're going to just gaze. You sit there at home and just hang out.
They can gaze at the weather.
You're not gazing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Can we get the weather graphic, please? This is awkward up here. Yeah, Monty, on average, about 7,800 cancer patients are seen at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital in Memphis, Tennessee each year from all over the world, and not one of them pays a bill. This is Dylan Smith's story. This is 12-year-old Dylan Smith. He likes doing 12-year-old things, like playing video games with his brothers. But sit and talk to Dylan for 1 minute, and you can tell he's not like your normal 12-year-old. Cerebral, serious, mature.
You know, you call yourself mature, then you have to live up to it, like, directly. And sometimes I won't be mature, sometimes I will.
He's always been that way, always. I think it was because he was always trying to be as grown up as his older brothers, and now he's turned out to be even more grown up than they are.
Some ways I feel like God chose him out of all of us to go through something like this because of that, because he was more serious.
What he's been going through has been a battle. After experiencing what they thought were extreme growing pains and a fever, Dylan went to the doctor. What they found was brutal. Acute lymphoblastic leukemia, a cancer of the white blood cells.
I just started crying because I didn't know what was going to come up next.
Well, hello world, hope you're listening. Forgive me if I'm young.
My brain's fast enough to work on a computer, but to consume the information that a blood disease means my son has cancer is a totally different information that I can't even handle some days.
He means the world to me. Every day I tell him, you know, if I could take this from him and take the leukemia and put it on myself, I would. Because that's what a mom does.
What are we going to have to go through next? That's been the hardest thing to deal with.
Next was a tough battle for Dylan and the Smith family. Tests, treatments, chemo. But thanks to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital and one tough kid, they're making it through.
Dylan's nothing short than amazing. He's went through everything that he's gone through better than I would have ever done. He's impressed people that you would want to impress.
You think about Dylan, and Dylan, he's full of courage. He has a lot of humor too, and he makes things that seem so serious, he makes them sound so light.
How has this changed you?
Being bald, I mean, what else would have happened?
With an attitude like that about something as horrible as cancer, what can't this kid accomplish in the future?
I was hoping to work on cars, maybe have an auto shop.
He loves fast, expensive sports cars, and I hope he gets one one day.
Dylan's future's wide open. Dylan can do or be whatever he wants to be. And that's all I've ever wanted to give my boys.
This St. Jude Dream Home giveaway is an absolute win-win for you. $100 and you not only have a chance to win an awesome home and tons of other prizes, but you help that incredible hospital and kids like Dylan.
It's everything you would think and a whole lot more. There are obviously hard days, but then the majority of them are very good days where patients are able to get up and play and just be a kid and have fun, even though they've been dealt such a unfortunate hand.
Clark Gwaltney, a former teacher who's also spent time working in the ER, is a registered nurse at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
It is very difficult because days you'll have 2 or 3 patients where one is very well and about to go home, where the other one is very sick. And so even in the matter of 15 minutes, you're bouncing back and forth between very sick and very healthy. It's an emotional roller coaster.
Gwaltney's only been at St. Jude for 3 months, but when you're dealing with something as brutal as cancer, tough times are inevitable.
I had a patient that did not make it. He died. There's so much more when a child loses their life than when it's an older person and you're expecting it. And it's tough. That was a hard day.
Well, hello world, hope you're listening. Forgive me if I'm young.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital opened 50 years ago on the premise that no child should die in the dawn of life. And man, are they making that happen. Back in 1962, 20% of the kids diagnosed with cancer lived. Now, it's the exact opposite. 80% of the children diagnosed with cancer make it through.
Happiest moment was when I got to discharge a kid he was diagnosed, had a very difficult first few weeks of treatment, ended up being here for over 2 months and basically had never left the hospital. Just getting him dressed and out of here, he was ready. He was ready to go play. His brothers came in and he was excited, so that was cool.
We smile for the casual closer capture.
That's pretty much what St. Jude and its staff does. Creates cool moments for kids that would never be able to experience them without such an amazing place.
To see them go to high school and go to prom and get married and have kids, I mean, who doesn't want to see that? So I think that's why this place is built and gets so much support, so these kids can have the chance to live the normal life that we all do.